Hello everybody and welcome back to my My Team career mode on F1 2021. We are now on Season 2, Round 3, Spain. If you haven't seen the last video, I urge you to go back and check that out before coming back and checking this one out. We were in China last time, it was very wet and it was very miserable. But we're looking now to put that behind us and score some decent points here in Spain. We've had a couple more upgrades thrown onto the car, so hopefully, touch wood, we can just be that little bit more competitive and edge ever closer to the front of the field. But this is our Q1 lap, and I'll be honest, I felt like it was a decent enough lap, and this has stuck us in P13 for now, which is okay, but we need to find a little bit more speed if we're going to get out of the first part of qualifying, because it's not enough. We need just a few tenths more to get ourselves through. So we're now finding a couple of attempts here and there, and by the time we get to the end of the lap, we have found a little pocket of time. That's not the corner, Joe. Oh my god, the drift out of there. It's almost like I'm playing Dirt 5, but anyway, we complete the lap. Is that enough to get us out of Q1? Drum roll, please. Yeah, I don't have the budget for drums, so unfortunately there are no drum rolls here. Nothing to build up the tension. But at the end of Q1, Lewis Hamilton was quickest and Mick Schumacher up in 14th. What is he attached to that Haas? But unfortunately, we do not make it out of Q1. We have got to find more pace in the race because that's just not good enough, and there's no excuses.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Can I get your take on Ferrari? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Ricciardo, Perez, Vettel, Stroll, and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, George Russell and Norris, Ocon, Schwartzman, Artem Markelov, and Nicholas Latifi, Joe, Mazepin, Giovinazzi, and Joker. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right then, let's get this Spanish Grand Prix underway. We're starting stone dead last, so we've got nothing to lose here. Let's go all out and have some fun. It's lights out and away we go. We got a decent jump there. Oh, Guan Yu Zhou didn't seem to get an initial launch at all there. I'm having a look for the very inside line, but that was too inside almost. And then I cut to the outside for reasons unbeknown to me. I guess I just didn't want to charge in and lose a wing. I'm going around the outside of Giovinazzi, round the long sweeping turn 3, which just hasn't worked out. I'm now having a look again round the outside of 4, trying to find some space, trying to get on the throttle early, but that has not worked, and round it goes. Round it goes, and you know what? That 360 that you've just seen there, and that you're going to see again, it was so perfect that Strictly Come Dancing have contacted me, interested in my pirouetting skills. Unfortunately, however, I'm committed to the channel, so I did have to decline BBC One's offer. But yeah, let's get back to the race. We're now caught back up to the pack, if you will, having had a clear half a lap to do so. And that's a fair warning for exceeding track limits there. I'm just trying not to hit anyone. But now we're going along the straight. We can get our first overtake of the day done. That's Giovinazzi going very defensive. But we're going to go to the left. And, well, we've got Mazepin as well. Got 2 for the price of 1 there. So that's both Mazepin and Giovinazzi dispatched. Next up is Guan Yu Zhou in the Williams. And this should be a pretty straightforward move down the inside. And it is. Up into P19,
Nice work.
so we're starting to get past some cars. Next up is Artem Markelov in the Alfa Romeo, my former teammate of the first 8 races in Season 1. Lewis Hamilton taking a fastest lap then as we try and close in on Artem Markelov for that P18, sorry. And then next ahead is his teammate, Nicholas Latifi. We've got a good slipstream down the straight here on Markelov. We've got the speed advantage as well. This is just going to be me sending it down the inside, and that is done. Markelov maybe trying to have a look at a cutback, but it's just not happening. Not happening today, sunshine. Or whatever the Russian equivalent of sunshine is. Anyway, we're now watching Pierre Gasly grinding to a halt. The AlphaTauri is out of the race. Gasly, no doubt, gutted by that, as we're now watching a McLaren going very, very slowly round the corner. I can only assume that Norris went into Gasly and has taken front wing damage because he's backing this lot up a tree. And we're going to try and take advantage by getting a move on Latifi right there at the chicane. Norris peels into the pits. Next up ahead of us is our teammate Schwartzman, who is running in P14. Which is alright, but I need more from you, Robert. I need more from you. And we've got Ocon and what I think is Russell having a battle ahead. Schwartzman's not really capitalising on it, is he? So we're going to have to find a way to get by our teammate soon. And again, this is why I'm hoping for F1 2022 we get some kind of team order button for my team career mode. Just to sort of say, I am faster than you, will you consider moving out of the way? Really? And also the teammate can have the option of saying, no, absolutely not, and pretending they don't hear the message. But it's something to think about interfacing into next season's game. Anyway, we're going round the outside of Schwartzman. He's not made it easy for me, but
Check
the
your
pass
MSD
is done
for a
there.
new strategy option.
And we now down the back, the pit straight as we try and get past Esteban Ocon, which we're going to do because he's been caught out by Bottas coming out of the pits. And there's Mick Schumacher holding it all back. We're going to try and have a look down the inside of Mickey Boy here, and we have done that nicely. Mick soon pitted after that, but now again on the straight we're in P4 now as some of the drivers ahead have had their first pit stop. Max Verstappen's having a look down my inside. I don't know why I'm fighting him so hard, but we defended that one well. Leclerc is now all over the back of Verstappen, who did tag us slightly there, and I'm glad he doesn't have damage from that because I don't want to give the AI damage. I want to race them fairly. I want to have hard, fair, aggressive racing, and that is what we've got here. Now down the inside of Verstappen, he's going to try and take the outside line. I'm taking the racing line. Max trying to get alongside me around the outside there, but he didn't quite manage it, and he just went off the track. I mean, he did bump. He sort of turned in on me there. Like, I really think he should have backed out of that. Max just turning in on me and then driving off the circuit. I've no idea what that was. I've really no idea. But the game's decided that that's my fault. So maybe I have a portion of blame in that. Anyway, Leclerc's now gone down the inside of turn 4. He's on fresh tyres. I've not got a snowball's chance in hell of fighting him, so we're going to just let that go for now and maybe at least use him for a tow down the 2 straights, although he's very squirrely out of there, and that might allow us a way back into the end of Sector 2. But instead of that, instead of fighting him, we have elected to take our 1 pit stop, get a set of hard tyres on, and get to the end of the race. I'm really struggling with this manual pit thing. I might turn it off for future races. But yeah, we're back out on the pits then in P12, and we're right behind Lando Norris. I've just heard also through my ear that Sebastian Vettel has a car issue, and we're now watching Guan Yu Zhou's car blow up just as I say that. So Guan Yu is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. 2 drivers out so far. Right, now Vettel here is doing me a favour, because I was battling Tsunoda for position earlier and trying to catch up to him before my stop, because Tsunoda is also one stopping, and with Vettel having the issue he has, that is backing Tsunoda right into me. So this is working out a treat, and maybe if I can get past Tsunoda while Vettel's holding him up, that'll help us get into that P5, which will mean 10 more points down the inside. And that was relatively straightforward there.
Nice move.
That was relatively straightforward on Tsunoda. And now we've got to try and get past Vettel, because it's no good him holding us up as well. No good at all. If he's holding us up for Tsunoda, that only compromises our race, and Vettel actually pits. So that helps me, and that gives me a nice dose of DRS to help combat Tsunoda. Just in case he's thinking of getting a run down the straight, I'm just telling you now, forget about it. Oh, I've made a big mistake coming out of the last corner there. I'm having to cut the grass, and Tsunoda's got into me. He is now alongside me. I just got squirrely out of the chicane. Had to take to the pit exit so I didn't go round, and Tsunoda's now got past me. I'm having a look to the inside, to the outside. Tsunoda's covering me brilliantly, but I've got a better exit out of turn 1 and 2, out of the chicane, round 3, and we have got back past Tsunoda. That is some great racing there, and that is what we're all here to see. And in fact, for the rest of the race, I'm just keeping Tsunoda at around 7-8 tenths behind. He's close, but he's not close enough to start having a look down the inside of anywhere, or even try and overtake. So while he's in that zone, he's just not able to get that close. So Lewis Hamilton has won the Spanish Grand Prix. We're on the last lap now. Tsunoda getting right behind me, but he's just not close enough, sadly, for him to make that move work. We've had a very solid race here, I think. Okay, there's been a couple of mistakes, a couple of little errors, but we've made a one-stop strategy work. And in the end, it is going to yield us a further 10 championship points for P5. I really feel like we're starting to turn a corner here and move towards being more competitive. It is P5. It is 10 points. I am happy with that.
They've done it then. A spectacular victory here in Spain and a massive confidence boost going into the next race. Ant, talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
So there you have it. Lewis Hamilton is the winner. It's a Mercedes 1-2. Leclerc gets third. Verstappen gets fourth. We've taken a great P5. Then it's Tsunoda, Sainz, Perez, Ricciardo and Stroll rounding out the top 10. Given that we started right at the back, we really made our strategy work. We gained some positions early on and managed to utilise our strategy perfectly by getting some good laps in when we were in clear air and fighting our way through the pack. So that is our reward, P5. We're also sticking in P5 in the Drivers' Championship, just ahead of Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. Schwartzman still yet to score a point, so hopefully that comes soon for him. Otherwise, we're going to have to consider our options, and it's P6 in the Constructors. I'm hoping we can be more competitive going forward. But anyway, I'll leave you with the highlights reel. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Join me again the next time I play F1 2021 Career Mode. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. TTFN.